May 16th, 2003, I was born at around noon. Within the first 6 months since birth, I had very bad stranger anxiety to people who weren't my family, which is a distress a child might feel when exposed to a person who they're unfamiliar with. There were many good moments in my childhood. Some of my favorite ones were the ones at my first dance recital. I was for sure one with my surroundings, as stated in Piaget's theory that is believed that children construct their understanding of the world while interacting with it. I was a very exploratory child, and I liked knowing what was going on around me. One of my very special memories is staying at the Edgewater Water Park in Duluth, and whenever I go there now, I still recall all of the same experiences, and it's really just a happy place for me, and it will always bring back those amazing memories. Another very memorable trip is on our way to Big Sky, Montana. We stopped by Mount Rushmore, and we had a lot of hands-on experiences and got to make a lot of new memories while learning a bunch of new things. And it was a great family bonding time with the 15-hour car ride to Montana. And it's something that, even though I was a child, I know I won't be forgetting anytime soon. At the time, this was the worst day of my life. It was the day I was done being the baby in the family. But now, as I look back at it, the memories I've made, I would never regret the birth of my little brother Beckett. He's my forever best friend, and I love him more than I've loved anybody else in this entire world. He's the only person I seem to ever talk about anymore, but it's because he fills a hole in my heart I didn't know I even had. The most positive moment throughout my adolescence so far is when I became the honored queen of a charity organization called Job's Daughters. I got to be the leader of an amazing group of girls and create my own service project. In my service project, I donated a total of 44 Christmas presents to homeless teenagers in Mankato, Minnesota. It was such an amazing experience, and I loved the ability to help people. I passed over my crown in January, but I'll always have the memories of my time as the queen. Another very positive moment in 2019 was November 1st when my big sister got married. I cried throughout the entire wedding and everybody was making fun of me, but I couldn't help but see the fact that my nerdy sister had finally grown up and she was becoming an amazing adult. The most negative moment in my adolescent years was April 15th, 2020, when my grandpa passed away. He died of pneumonia, and it was the same feeling as losing your best friend. It impacted me by teaching me that I had to hold my loved ones closer and that I should never take my time with them for granted. He was my absolute best friend, and I'm just glad he's able to be with my grandma now. If I could bring him back or change what happened, it wouldn't really do anything because he was in pain and God finally gave him a chance to be at peace. He was unhappy, and the only reason he was still fighting was because of his grandkids. Advice that I have for my future 18-year-old is to absolutely love yourself and don't let anybody take you for granted. The only opinion that is relevant is your own. One of the biggest influences in my life has been my mom. She's taught me that love will overcome hate every day of the week. And always be kind because you don't know another person's backstory, and sometimes that extra smile is exactly what they need to brighten their day. I hope that my future 18-year-old is kind, yet is strong enough to stand up for herself. Don't let anybody walk on you, and don't be afraid to speak your mind. Just make sure that you do it in a nice way so you don't hurt other people's feelings. I would say the reason I act as I do is because of basic trust, or the sense that the world is predictable and trustworthy. I had that attachment and close bond with my family at a young age, and they always showed me the kindness that you can see in the world. And so I guess that's really just made me believe that there is a sense of good in everybody. Regarding my future, I plan to go to college at Gustavus. I don't know if I'll live in the dorms or at home yet. I really haven't decided, but I know I'm going to grow up to be a pediatric occupational therapist because I got a lot of hands-on experience when I would bring my brother to occupational therapy, and I've always loved the idea of working with kids. I want to get married and I want to have a future after college. I don't really think there is a certain age for that. I think it'll happen when it happens. I know I want to have a kid in my late 20s. The age does not really matter to me. I think that God has a plan for all the moments in your life, and you can always get through them no matter what. I'm absolutely positive that when I do become a parent, I'm going to have a good relationship with my kid. I'm not going to be overly strict, but I'm going to have rules, of course, because I feel like every kid needs a sense of guidance as they go through the stages of growing up. And I'm sure my partner will be very understanding of it because I don't see a kid being raised any other way. Something that's always been on my bucket list is that I want to start my own homeless shelter for anybody to just come in and have a sense of home for a little while and get that sense of hope. And before I die, I want to be remembered as somebody who's willing to help anybody in need. I want people to know that I'm always there for them, no matter what they're going through. And some last minute advice for my future 18-year-old is that you've got this, you're amazing, you're beautiful, and your mom loves you more than anybody in the entire world.